So, hi everybody, and welcome to this special content. So, today we are having the opportunity to actually talk to one of our VIPs. And guess what? She is a lady. Yes, we got three ladies this year. So, welcome and join us to hear more about story about Stephanie Knoop. So, hi Steph, how are you?
I'm good, Hilda. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's actually not very sunny today here, and I was just wearing this beach something, and I feel like weird. But all good. How about you?
I'm good. It's actually quite hot here today, and um, I had to go dig in my wardrobe for clothes that still fit because COVID's done a number on all of us.
Yeah, that's quite a story for many, many of
I
us.
think for all of us.
Yeah, so talking about that, can you please tell us more about who you are? Actually, where do you live that is very hot right now? And where are you located in the world?
Okay, well, I live a little bit outside of Santa Cruz, California, which is in Northern California, which is not too far from San Jose, where Cisco's corporate offices are. And yeah, it's been quite warm here lately and just waiting for a little break.
Great. And actually, what is your position or where do you work and what do you do currently?
Okay, so I work for a Cisco partner called ePlus Technology, and I've been with ePlus for about 15 years in two different capacities. The first 11 years or so were in the professional services organization where I deployed Call Manager and Unity and Meeting Place and legacy UC applications. Then I took a little break and went to go work for the customer side of the house for a while. And then I came back to ePlus to work in the IT department. So now I do IT operational support and architecture and design.
Wow, this is a
So
huge, you cover a lot, not only collab, as I thought. So talking about this, and you have been in different areas, how actually you decided to start your career in IT?
I actually didn't decide to start my career in IT. Somebody decided it for me.
Oh,
um, I was a college student and I worked at the university in an administrative position. I was 18 years old. And I apparently made an impression on the CIO of the university one day, and he came and asked me if I would apply for a telecommunications analyst job, to which I said absolutely yes. So that's how I got my start in telecommunications, and it's just been kind of a on-the-job training ever since. I actually have a liberal arts degree, so not
wow,
not an engineering degree.
wow, you totally were recruited for that. That's great. I like this is the first time I kind of heard that story, and it tells me a lot of things, good things
Well,
actually,
thank you.
really, really good things. And well, actually, you got recruited, and then you started all your thing, and how you decided to specialize a bit more in collaboration, and then doing this change, this shift, as you mentioned before.
I think I've somewhat just followed the industry. As I said, I was working in telecommunications, and so that was managing PBXs and long distance providers and helping end users with telephone issues. And then over time, as we all know, just that industry evolved and the networking side of the house became more important and voice over IP became the thing. And so I made the transition, I guess, via project management. So I didn't have a networking background. And so I ended up doing project management for a lot of UC installations. And then over time, I kind of learned how to do the administration of all of the systems and did more of that technical side of capacity. And since then, I guess that was probably the late 1990s, early 2000s. It's just been an evolution, and almost all of my collaboration career has been with Cisco products. So I've been very much following that.
Just wondering how we did not meet you before. You have been involved for so many times, and you actually decided to jump to have hands-on experience, and not many do that. They're like, oh no, too technical. Oh no, but actually you have been like, hey, how about trying this? How about this? And and that's quite impressive. And kudos for you because you have been jumping and trying and moving, and that's great. And with all these things in your life, I guess there are actually many things that have totally made a change in your life and shaped you what you are today. So can you please share one of the biggest challenges or one challenge that changed your life or came across?
One of the biggest challenges I think that I've had is because I don't have necessarily the technical training. I've worked with a lot of very, very smart engineers who've got their IEs or a lot of computer science degree, or they do coding, and that's not my skill set. I think my skill set is that I'm a really hard worker, and I'm not really afraid to tackle things, or maybe I am afraid, but I somehow or another I get over it because it has to be done. But I think the biggest challenge that I have is self-confidence. Not really feeling like I know everything that I need to know to get my job done, but then other people have that confidence in me and it all ends up working out. But I struggle with that every day. It's like, oh my gosh, am I going to do this right? Am I going to meet this person's expectations? And I think that's a personality flaw, but that's something that I struggle with.
And you know what? Thank you so much for sharing that because sometimes many of us, including myself, we think like, oh God, incredible, she's doing all this and that, but we never think about the fact that about how you guys are feeling every single day. It's just like, well, I feel I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it well or not, and sometimes I do feel like that as well. But guess what? Even if you are not sure and you still tackle it down, you have become a VIP. And congratulations on that, because
Thank you.
if you are not sure, I cannot imagine what would you do if you're sure. It's gonna be crazy. It's, oh my God.
That's an interesting challenge, maybe in my next life.
Who knows? Maybe next time. So this is the first time you actually get awarded to be a VIP. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I was shocked, I think, initially. Again, there was a little bit of that I don't deserve this because, there's a lot of people, and there are definitely people out there who participate more than I do. And congratulations to them as well, right? Yeah, so I was really shocked and kind of questioning, gosh, do I really deserve this? But I'm also very grateful. It's nice. I think I enjoyed getting the recognition more than I thought.
You do actually, and if you don't think it that way, just have a look to the WebEx community. You are really popular there. Like in the WebEx community, many know your name, so trust me. We all think you deserve it, and it is actually great. And I'm glad you are enjoying this experience. So, talking not only about IT and this shocking experience of being a VIP, let's focus more on you. Besides ID, all these challenges, what did you like to do? Like your hobbies or when you are not like fighting with life?
If you were to ask my partner, he would say she likes to Zillow around. And I really like real estate. I like looking at houses. I like imagining buying houses. I like imagining living different places. I know it's kind of a weird thing, but that's something that I like to do. But when I'm not, and I probably do that more than other people other people do video games or watch TV. That's probably the thing that I do. But I like hiking. We actually live in a really beautiful area. We're not far from the beach. We have the beach. We have the mountains. We're very fortunate where we live. And so I like to do those things when I have time. I don't do enough of it. But it is something that I enjoy doing. And also reading books, participating in my women's book club.
Whoa.
Pretty normal stuff. I'm a pretty normal person.
Well, most of my friends, they don't participate in a women's book club. Trust me.
Oh.
So, and not everybody hikes to like and likes hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. You love nature. You like changing places. I like decoration, real estate, and this idea of imagining houses as well. So that's really cool. And guess what? Well, in some way, you're an architect just for different things.
That's interesting. Yeah, recently pretended to be a general contractor for a project. I have a rental house, and it was quite challenging. It challenged me in a completely different way. I had to think differently than I do at my job. I quite enjoyed it. It was almost physical because there was so much to do, right? It was a really good break.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. Well, you definitely can be a VIP in so many areas. I can see that right now. Like, maybe you haven't realized, but I can see this one.
Oh.
Okay. So lastly, as you might know, there are not many girls around technology, and there are many of them that who still are looking to see if they can do it or not, and you have done it, right? So is there any message you would like to tell them or any advice you would like to share?
You know, it's interesting. If you don't mind, a little bit of background. I think this is Stephanie's point of view of the world. When I started in telecommunications, there were a lot of women. And I have all kinds of theories about why there were a lot of women. I've theorized that maybe it was because a lot of the PBX operators from the 60s and 70s got into PBX administration. There used to be a conference called Telecommunications Association, and it was 10,000 users, kind of like on the scale of Cisco Live. And you'd go to that conference, and there would be, maybe not equals, but there would be a lot more women than you see today going to, say, Cisco Live or some other tech conferences. So in my career, it's still hard. I would love to say that it's easy, and it's not. It's getting better. I think that it's really hard to prove yourself still as a woman in IT. And I would look to companies like Cisco or some of the bigger companies that I have seen hiring a lot of women. And I would try to align myself with people and mentors in organizations there, or even in a smaller organization. I think it can just be really challenging to be heard. I still think that there is a glass ceiling or a barrier that needs to be broken, and not in all places. But I don't. Yeah, I would love to be super optimistic about that, but I do think it can be really rewarding. It's a lot of challenge. You get to, work with a lot of different people depending upon your job, right? So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think you have provided us a great advice, and even maybe you don't realize, but you just have to go and tackle them. Sometimes it's just like, just go for it.
Yeah.
You never know, and you're a great example of that, even in other projects that you're setting in your lives, not only technology. So I really thank you in behalf of a lot of ladies who are looking to do some career there. And I thank you as well for this opportunity. Honestly, I did not thought like your story will be like this, and it's great. And thank you really much. And I wish you have a very great hiking times whenever you decided to go again. And we are definitely very happy, and we hope to see you in the community. So thank you very much, and I wish you have a great time.
All right. Thank you very much, Hilda.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.